So Canada decides they want to update their travel advisories to the Caribbean. And why are people outraged about this? I have no razzle clue. But if you want to know, as a Canadian, or I guess other people, where you should not be traveling to in the Caribbean, you need to watch this video.
Girl, you're pretty like lights in the city. Girl, I want you back it up for Babbzy. One drop. Your waistline moving like evicted family. Back it up for Babbzy, girl, and one drop. Girl, drop, drop. Hey, drop down your body, girl, drop, drop. For Babbzy, drop down your body, girl, drop, drop. Yes, drop down your body, girl, drop, drop. For Babbzy, drop down your body, girl, drop, drop. Take it down to the ground, girl, drop, drop, drop. Take it drop down your body, girl, drop, drop. Drop down your body, girl, drop, drop, drop. Take it drop down your body, stick it and twerk, wiggle and work. Let the bumper go down until it grazes in the air. 'Cause your body ain't stiff like you inside the mark. Walk up on Babbzy like she man getting horn. Bend a leg, rubber in your spine.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Babbzy. I'm going to give you the rundown of the Caribbean islands that are on the travel advisory for Canada, and I would assume they would be on for other countries like America or the UK. They could be different, I don't know. So if you want to get a closer look, make sure you stay tuned because I'm going to break it down for you. But before I get into the video, make sure you're following me on Instagram. My name there is Strictly Babbzy. I'm going to be back on Snapchat this week. I promise to get into this Snapchat thing. You done know. Strictly Babbzy. I'm Strictly Babbzy everywhere, even on Spotify now, except for Facebook. My name there is Babbzy at large. My app is currently undergoing a transfer to a new developer, so just bear with me. If you do have the app right now, don't delete it because it's going to be up and running by June 1st. I promise you on that. And if you want to subscribe to this channel here, this is where I do all my reviews and my rants and talk about everything that's going on in the Caribbean world of news, culture, and entertainment. So subscribe to this channel here because I usually drop videos here every single week. Now, you know I live in Canada, and as a Canadian, born and raised, you know, Canada always has their travel advisory bans, and, you know, these things come about for various reasons. You know, last year, there was an advisory ban on certain islands because the Zika virus was kind of out of control. You know, if Ebola is out of control, you know, things that happen, civil war, stuff like that, Canada will be like, hey, you know what, I don't really think you should take a vacation there. So I put up the travel advisory for Canada this week on my fan page, and I got so much backlash. I said I'm gonna come address you motherfuckers here on Rascal YouTube. So a lot of the backlash that I got, most of it was from people that are Jamaican that were very upset, saying that Canada's trying to give them a bad name, ray-tay-tay, blah, 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 whatever. Now, I'll be honest, I went through the advisory list, and I will list that information below. You can take a look at it yourself. I feel that what Canada listed was fairly accurate. So I don't even understand what the whole upset, anger, and all this stuff going on is about, because to me, it seemed fairly accurate. So I said, let me bring this here for us to discuss, because I don't know why Jamaicans were really upset. Okay, let me rephrase that. Of the people who were upset, it was mainly Jamaicans and some Trinidadians. So let's just take a look at the advisory ban together so that we can understand why these areas, etc., have been listed on the advisory ban. So I actually went to the Canadian website to take a look at which islands were, you know, the most banned and came up with the worst ranking, etc. So I'm going to read you what it has for Barbados. Barbados is not on the advisory ban, but I'm going to read for you what they have listed here. It says Barbados, exercise normal security precautions. There's nothing listed for the health issues. For safety and security, they're saying most visits to Barbados are trouble-free, but there are incidents of crime, including robbery and sexual assault. Petty crime and crimes of opportunity are most common. Be aware of your surroundings and exercise caution, especially when walking alone, even during the day. Avoid isolated or poorly lit areas, especially on beaches. Keep your car doors locked, windows rolled up, personal belongings, including handbags, safely stored at traffic lights, where you could be a target for thieves. Now it has road safety. It says roads are narrow and poorly lit in rural areas. Road signs are scarce. There are many pedestrians and cyclists and few sidewalks. Roadside assistance is not widely available. Locating a phone booth in rural areas may be difficult. Seatbelt laws are strictly enforced. Now, let me tell you, as a person who just came back from Barbados last week, this is fairly accurate. Bajans are very, very swift with their hands. So that pickpocketing thing, let me tell you something. If they had a world record for pickpocketing, Bajans would win that, especially around Christmas time. Do not skylark. That is the God's honest truth. They will help you to direct you certain things, but certain places in certain areas in Barbados, they will pickpocket you. Now, as a tourist, I don't expect you to be at karaoke in Carrington Village on a Sunday night. I may be there, but as Babbzy, I know I can go there, and no one is going to do anything to me. You as a tourist may not want to go to the Carrington Village karaoke. You understand what I'm saying? So when I read that, I say to myself, okay, this kind of is making sense, and I don't see any inaccuracy here. Now, my fiance, Kevin, is from Grenada. So let's take a look at what they have to say for Grenada right now. It says, Grenada, exercise normal security precautions. There's no travel advisory. There's a health advisory about Zika, but it's not on a high level. It says in Grenada, petty crime occurs and increases just before, during annual festivities such as Carnival in August. Ensure that your personal belongings, passports, and other travel documents are secure at all times. Avoid unpatrolled beaches and unpopulated areas, especially after dark. Check with local authorities to determine which beaches are safe. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Grenada is probably one of the safest islands in the entire Caribbean. We have gone out many times, leave door open, camera, equipment, like... In Grenada, no one is just going to go rolling your house just like that and rob you. People are not going to just see you on the road and rob you. It is a very fairly safe nation. So having been there on a few occasions, more than a few occasions, I can say that this is fairly accurate. Now let's take a look at Jamaica, since a lot of the people who were upset about the advisory came from Jamaica. Jamaica safety and security. Crime. Crime of opportunity including petty theft, pickpocketing, and bag snatching are common in major tourist areas. Ensure that your personal belongings and travel documents are secure at all times. Do not carry large amounts of cash or show signs of affluence. Protect your cell phone, a popular item for theft. Beware of your surroundings when withdrawing money from automated banking machines. Remain as vigilant at supermarkets and retail outlets, as credit card and ABM fraud is a very high risk in Jamaica. Now, they go on to talk about violent crime. They say violent crime, including armed robbery, murder, is a problem in large cities, particularly Kingston, Spanish Town, and Montego Bay. They go on to talk about the types of crimes, gang, drug-related violence, etc. Now, they have a list of the inner cities and disadvantaged neighborhoods that you must avoid. These include Tivoli Gardens, Whitfield Town, Payneland, West Town, Hannah Town, Arnett Gardens, Olympic Gardens, Harbor View, Central Village, Spanish Town, Mountain View, Trench Town, Cassava Peace, Canterbury, Norwood, and Rose Heights. You should also avoid some parts of Montego Bay, namely St. Clavers Avenue, Hart Street, Flankers, Canterbury, Norwood, Rose Heights, and Mount Salem. It says, be wary of friendly strangers. There have been reports of alleged sexual assaults at tourist resorts carried out by resort staff and in some cases by other tourists. So let me ask you a question. And I know I want you guys to be specific. What area listed here should not be listed here? Should tourists be frequenting Grants Pen in Augusttown? Like, no, be honest. Why would anybody be mad that Canada is out here trying to protect their citizens from going to a place and being violated? Now, I know a lot of Jamaicans. My best friend is a Jamaican. My best friend is from Tivoli and she is not going there. She does not go to Tivoli. Like, I don't see why there's an outrage of people giving information to people so that they can be safe. Now, is that making Jamaica look bad? No. They're just saying exercise a high degree of caution. And they're explaining to you where, why, how, etc. I don't think this is an attack against Jamaicans. It's so hard to relate information sometimes because everything is about the conspiracy against Jamaicans. There's no conspiracy here. Nobody wants to go to flankers in Montego Bay. Trust me. And as a person that goes to Jamaica frequently, I don't see no area here listed that is really, really like reaching. And I'll see people message me, they're like, oh well, I'm from August Town and nothing. You're from there. So probably you have some gunman brothers that are from there that won't do nothing to you. Oh, I could walk down such and such a place. The same way I just said I can go to Carrington Village karaoke. I can go there because of who I've been affiliated with. And they know who I'm affiliated with and they're not going to do nothing to me. But I wouldn't advise Natalie to go to Carrington Village karaoke to go and check it out. She might probably have some issues if she went there. She's not Bajan. No one knows her. So I don't see what the outrage is and why people are backlashing at me for reporting what Canada is saying. If you think anything here that is listed is incorrect, you can always consult travelgc.ca and let the Canadian government know, no, you know what, August Town is safe. Tivoli is the safest place in the entire island. If that's how you feel, go and tell them. But I see nothing wrong with the travel advisory being put out to let Canadians know where they should and should not go when they visit these islands. The next set of outrage, where people were telling me to take down the post altogether, were coming from Trinidadians. Now, let's take a look at Trinidad, because I want to see what the grievance is about what's been listed here. So if you see the grievance, just let me know, because, you know, I'm willing to hear and learn if this is inaccurate. Again, if it's inaccurate for Jamaica, if it's inaccurate for Trinidad, let me know. I'm always willing to learn and understand what the real issue is. But for Trinidad, it says exercise a high degree of caution. Now, let's talk about crime. It says violent robberies, assaults, rape occur frequently. Cruise ship passengers should take particular care when walking around the docks in Port of Spain. Gang and drug-related violence, including shootings and kidnappings, occur and can affect bystanders. Crime and of opportunities such as petty theft tend to increase during the annual Trinidad Carnival in February and March and during Christmas holidays. Remain highly vigilant in Laventille and at popular tourist sites such as Fort George, La Brea, Pitch Lake, Las Cuvas Beach, where crimes targeting foreigners have been reported. Incidents of gangs following cars leaving Trinidad Picaro International Airport and robbing travelers once they reach their destination have also been reported. Avoid unpopulated areas such as scenic overlooks, especially after dark. So, should visitors go and visit Laventille in Trinidad? The amount of Trinidadians that I know that will be like, Laventille, not me, boy, blah, blah. But you're mad that they're putting this on here because you come from there and you're like, nothing's ever happened to you there. Look, let me just break this down very quickly so that nobody's feelings get hurt. Canada is very vigilant in protecting their citizens, which is why you might notice someone like me might go to Barbados, and if me and the police get an entanglement, I just flash my Canadian passport and they're going to back off. Why? Because they know that if they do something to me that's not really legitimate, that the Canadian embassy will be in their ass for that. Because Canada is known to come and launch their own investigations and track motherfuckers down that violate their citizens. Now, if you're from St. Vincent in Barbados, is St. Vincent going to come and save you? Probably not. So, a Bajan police might fuck up a Vincy, fuck up a Trini, fuck up whoever else, because they know that there's not going to be any real repercussions. But Canada always has walked with a reputation that they are going to protect their citizens, and at all costs, they don't want their citizens to go to a nation, be killed, murdered, and have something happen to them. I think you guys are angry with the wrong people. If you are really mad that this is the information being listed about your nation, what you need to do is go and take that up with your nation. If you want tourists to visit Tivoli, well, make Tivoli tourist friendly. That's the only advice I could give you. But you can't be mad that Canadians are being warned to stay away from a place where they could find themselves in danger, find themselves robbed, and find themselves raped or violated. It just seems so simple to me. Knowledge is power, but it's like lately I find that you all are so fucking sensitive when your nation name is called, when something happens. People come to me all the time, they're like, I went to Barbados and it was boring and I had a bad time. Cool! I went to Barbados and the customer service was terrible. You would be right. I waited fucking 2 days for some KFC. They didn't have no chicken at KFC. Like, customer service is bad in Barbados. I'm not going to come and argue with you about that. That's the truth. A lot of us spend way too much time trying to make fiction fact and fact into fiction. And if you have a problem with facts and you have a problem with reality, address the root of the problem. But don't be out here blazing up people like me, because I want to make sure that anyone traveling is protected and they know what they're walking into when they visit an island. I'm the Caribbean Cultural Ambassador and I represent the region. I'm going to tell you the truth about things, because a lot of people come to me every single day. What did you think about the Grand Bahia Principe? What did you think about the Hyatt? What did you think about Sandals? What did you think about the Radisson? People ask me these questions all the time, and as Babbzy, I have the right to be honest and say, well, this and this happened to me when I was there. Stop getting mad at reality and start fixing your issues so that your reality can change. But you're expecting people to not understand the truth about what's going on around them, and that is what seems backwards. And I'm telling you guys, start opening your eyes and understanding what your problems are and address them. And stop addressing the people who are trying to avoid your problems. You understand what I'm saying? Anyhow, make sure you are subscribed to me. I'm going to be back in the week with more reviews, more rants, and more other things. Don't forget, I'm on my reality channel. All my wedding stuff going to be happening over there. So if you're not over there, make sure you subscribe over there. Mwah. Love you guys. See you later in the week.
Girl, you're pretty like lights in the city. Girl, I want you back it up for Babbzy. One drop. Your waistline moving like evicted family. Back it up for Babbzy, girl, and one drop. Girl, drop.